Give honor to who honor is due. Well, today we're going to be talking about celebrating mothers. After the intro, let's get it.
You have one life. You got a calling and a purpose. Welcome to the Witness to Power podcast, the show that encourages and inspires you to be who God has called you to be. I'm your host and digital evangelist, Ashley Sims.
What's going on, everybody? We're back again for another episode of Witness Power podcast. And this weekend coming is we're going to be celebrating Mother's Day. And I would like to give honor to all the women who take up that role. And I'd like to honor all the women that's in the military. Your sacrifice is greatly appreciated. And any other first responder role. Because I think sometimes we don't think about that too as well. Because some of them play a role in these military and first responder and still go home and take care of the kids and are living their life. And we appreciate you. And I want to honor the mother's influence that often shapes the world of us. And growing up, if you've had your mother coming up, and if your mother's going on to be with the Lord as well, and all those who didn't grow up with a mother, an ideal mother, we still pray and for you and your strength during this time. My mother is going on to be with the Lord, and the time I spent with her on this earth, it was precious and glorious, and I thank God for that time that we often sometimes overlook. Those people who still have their parents are with them. And let's talk about the sacrifices, your prayers, the presents that sometimes go unnoticed. Proverbs 31 says, she openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is law of kindness. She looketh well unto the ways of the household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. It's nothing like the woman that's, walking in the glory of God and doing what she needs to do, and then just honoring that and being around great women in my life. I understand what that is, and this season often brings a little sadness to me sometimes, but it's not the one of you feeling bad. It's just that, wow, I miss my mom. My mom was really great what she did. She did the best that she could. And now that I'm old enough to understand what she did, I appreciate it more. And so some of the strongest people in our lives are the ones who quietly carry most of the weight. Mothers have been pouring into us for a long time, and the way I grew up, from my perspective, I see it all the time. And the mothers I run into now currently and have the privilege to talk with, some of my coworkers, some of the places where I was in the military, some of my family members, all that. And sometimes they show up tired. They show up worried. They show up even when nobody sees the cost of what they do. And oftentimes, because of the mindset of many, they don't get it. And I'm blessed to see and understand based on what the Lord has shown me. And so it honors me to do this podcast to honor all women, even those who step in, may not be biological moms, but they step in and help nurture children, even those in daycares who actually love children and nurture those children and teach them well. So as we move forward, many times we don't fully recognize their impact until we're older. And I just mentioned that. And I just want to say that again. Life humbles us. And then we realize and we look back, they really carry a lot of weight. And sometimes as men, we'll look at what we're doing all the time when we are handling the family, going out and do what we do. Our role, we have a role, but women have a role that often is overlooked. But I want to bless the Lord for each and every one of you. Continue to stay strong in him. And think about the prayers. People always say, my mama prayed for me. And that's the thing. It's not cliche. It's really what they do. And some of the prayers that protected us, they prayed, and they never told you about the burdens they were carrying as well. They were going in and doing what's on their heart to do, praying for their children, praying for family members, just praying. And that's why you see a lot in the church, a lot of mothers praying, because they understand that burden that carries to overlook those children and the family and to continue to keep things together. And I want to ask these questions. I want you to think about as you reflect on your life, your mom, even yourself. And if you're a mother, listen to this. To think about who was there encouraging you when you doubted yourself? Who kept loving you through the seasons that are difficult? Who sacrificed the comfort so you could have opportunity? Think about that. When we're sick, we always go lay up on our mom. When we need encouragement, we usually call our moms. And sometimes when you feel good about something, you want her encouragement, her love, her smile, her kindness, because you don't want to run up against a rough dude like your dad or something like that, or maybe your uncle. You need nurturing, and that's what they did. They helped build you up, help pick you up, put you back. I remember telling you to fall down, hurt yourself. They were there to nurture you back to health. Not every mother is perfect. Not every story is easy. But many of us can look back and see the moments where a mother's love held things together. And I could do that. Mother, grandmother. When I started going to church, the mothers in the churches, the people who came beside you and gave you that hug and gave you those encouraging words. So it doesn't have to be a biological mother. It could be a grandmother, a stepmother, a aunt, a spiritual mother. Again, simply somebody, a woman who chose to nurture and guide you at that time, because God leads people into your life. Some women carried people they didn't give birth to, but they still loved them with the love of God. Motherhood is more than a title. Influence, sacrifice, is a covering. In scripture, we repeatedly see this impact on women who nurtured, prayed, and protected and guided generations. Your mother's word or a mother's word can shape your confidence. It can help your faith and shape your legacy. It is a mother's consistency can shape your identity. And sometimes the society we live in celebrates loud successes, and we see this oftentimes. But mother's greatness quietly behind the scenes is often overlooked. But I remember coming up and we would see, young people make it. They be like, they'll thank their mom and not their dad. You'll see that. Appreciate my mom. You'll see that. Hey, mom. It's something to that. And to those who didn't have that in their lives, just understand God still nurtured you. God still cares. But those of us who had that impact in our life, the time we shared with them is very glorious. It's not a time to be sad. It's not a time to be like, man, I didn't have this. It's time to be thankful for the people who come in your life. And maybe your mom wasn't biological, and that's the strong part. See, God sent somebody else to nurture you if you allowed them to. So be grateful on this day as we honor all women, honor all of your sacrifices. The strength of a mother is often revealed in what's carried without recognition. As I think back and think about the time that I had with my mom. Like I said, I'm an adult now. I have a wife and 3 children. And seeing the things that we go through together and watching her grow and nurture our children, watching her take care of me in the time of when I was ill and doing what she had to do to keep the family going. It's awesome. It's a gift of God. So I want you to honor the women who poured into you. Don't wait to the death, the funeral, and express gratitude. People always say, I want my flowers while I'm living. Let's do that now. Give honor to who honor is due. Recognize the unseen sacrifices. A lot of mothers, what they do is never posted, celebrated, acknowledged. But unseen does not mean it's unimportant. Those are things that are developed behind the scenes. And then you'll see them come forth on the scene. But she was there nurturing you. Carry forward what was planted in you for the greatest honor and wisdom and love and sacrifice to live on reflects in you. So today, even if you listen to this podcast days later, years later, and you happen to hear this, and if you have the availability of your mom, call her, text her, pray for her, encourage her. Give thanks that the Lord gave you that time to express your gratitude. I thank God for each and every one of you. And if there's some pain, and I want to acknowledge this, if your relationship is strained, some pain, things didn't go right between you and your mother, some hurt, pray to God that He will heal your heart, heal that pride and pain that has kept you distant, and pray for them and yourself so that you can be loved and show love. And most of all, forgive yourself and forgive others so that God can strengthen you so that you can stand strong in Him and show the love of God to somebody else and show the love of God to them, because God is the ultimate love. Behind many strong people, the prayers, the sacrifices, and love, nobody sees the cost of the mother who's standing in the Lord. Appreciate each and every one of you on this day. And I bless all mothers and their sacrifice. We'll talk again. Reach one, reach many. Be blessed. Till the next time, have an awesome week. Thanks again for listening to the episode of the Witness Power Podcast. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate the time you give ear to this podcast, and I hope I'm doing you a great service or encouraging, inspiring you, and motivating you to understand this walk is bigger than us. We can do all things through Christ that strengthen us. Share this podcast with your neighbor, your friend, your coworker, your husband, your wife, your family members all across the world on social media, because we have a great God that we serve. And to support this podcast, grab a copy of my book, Purposely Married, at purposelymarried.com. Peace.
Have you ever felt that you've not lived up to your full potential? Or maybe you felt that you have no idea what you truly want out of life, but you feel you can do more than what you're doing now? Then I have the book for you, 21 Steps to Walk in Purpose, to help you shake off the stagnation and fogginess into doing your purpose. Go to walkinpurposenow.com. Yes, that's walkinpurposenow.com and grab your copy today and walk in the purpose that you know is designed for you. Remember, I believe in you. So go and grab your copy of 21 Steps to Walk in Purpose and live the purpose that I know you have within you to live.
Thanks again for listening to another episode of the Witness Power Podcast. Don't forget to check us out at www.witnessthepowerpodcast.com. And also subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. And be sure to check out the Witness the Power fan page on Facebook. Have a great week.